Good evening. My name is Ed Green. I have been a resident for 14 years in one of the affected nodes that's being reassigned from Apex to Athens High. We would like to ask your support in keeping our nodes at Apex High, and a primary reason for that is a primary concern of every parent, and that is the safety of the children. This map that's being distributed is a diagram showing the commute routes that these kids are going to take to get to school and back. The yellow route is Highway 64 West from Edinburgh Drive, which is the entrance to McGregor Downs neighborhood, to Laura Duncan Road, where Apex High is. The numbers that are highlighted along this map are the traffic density numbers in average number of vehicles per day. This is from a state-funded traffic survey conducted in 2007. The red route is up the Highway 164 corridor to Athens Drive. The average traffic density along Highway 64 is 42,000 vehicles per day. The average traffic density on the Highway 64 on the Highway 1 corridor is over 91,000. The peak is actually 113,000, almost 3 times the traffic density. And that's actually overstated because the kids traveling to school going west on Highway 64 would be going against the commute traffic. Commute traffic in the morning is from the west end to the east, and they would be going on the opposite side of the road. That is reflected in the traffic accident data. This is over the last year from, the dates are down there at the bottom. Over the past year, the number of crashes on these two respective sections that are highlighted. And you can see that there are 51 times the number of crashes in the morning on the Highway 164 corridor as there are on Highway 64. A large part of that is because of the direction that they're going, being with or against the commute traffic. And in the afternoon, there are over 2 times the number of crashes on the Highway 164 route as opposed to Highway 64. This extends all the way down to school buses. 2 school buses crashed on the highway and none on Highway 64. It simply doesn't make sense to take teenage drivers, who are the most inexperienced and the most dangerous drivers, have the highest crash rates and accident rates, and put them in the most dense traffic in this area. There's no reason they should contribute to the traffic problems, the morning work commute, and we should, for many other reasons, but primarily for the safety of our children, we should keep them at Apex High School where they have a safer route to get to and from school. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Barbara Walsh. Thank you for having us here this evening. I'm going to read from my comments so I stay on track and focused and I stay within my 3-minute time limit. I have 4 children in the public school system. My first child started in the year 2000 and my youngest will graduate in the year 2021. So if any of you know Mr. Delaney, please let him know that he and I are going to be working together for about 13 more years. I represent the border nodes of 383.3 and 384.4, which includes the neighborhood of Churchill Downs, McGregor Downs, Royal Ridge, and Woods of Kildare. We are the border nodes that sit on the line of Cary and Apex along Highway 64, just 2 miles from Apex High. We represent 934 homes, 1,868 Cary voters. And tonight, I would like to present with you a petition with 858 signatures from people in our neighborhood who are in opposition of being reassigned to Athens High School. To growth management, we are nodes in numbers, but to you, we are families and taxpayers who vote. I want to publicly thank our town council members, Gail Adcock from our District D, Don Franz from District B, and Jack Smith from District C. They have been responsive to our needs and support our position on this issue. Like our neighbors in Wessex and North Cary, we are concerned about the annual pinball game of reassignment. We have watched our neighbors and friends pinball from Cary to Green Hope to Panther Creek and finally back to Cary, where they should have been all along. We hoped growth management and the school board learned from their mistakes with our North Cary friends. They shouldn't have been moved to begin with. So it begs the question, why? Why are we in the pinball game this year? Why not keep us where we are at Apex High and avoid the double reassignment in 3 years? When the new H7 high school opens, we will be moved back to Apex as students are pulled out to open up the new high school. Why move us now and then again in 2011? Using growth management's numbers, less than 20, or perhaps about 20 to 24 students, will attend Athens once grandfathering takes place. Does it make sense to go through all of this headache to move 20 to 24 students? And I know my kids are great, and I know all the kids in my neighborhood are great, but can those 20 students really make a difference at Athens High School, which is a high school of 1,800 students? The answer is no. Due to our small numbers, we won't help Athens. In addition, we won't put Apex over capacity. And most importantly, keeping us at Apex won't cause tremors in the stability of any other school. So I ask again, why move us? Why repeat the North Cary pinball game only to end back up at Apex in 3 years? We believe it makes sense for our border nodes to stay at Apex High because we live in close proximity to that school, only 2 miles away. More importantly, keeping us there avoids future double reassignment.
Ms. Walsh, could you wrap up your comments, please?
I will. I know that you have tried to help the Cary families in the past, and I know that it's a challenging situation because you so very much want to help, but are legally not able to do so. You have done land banking, and you have looked into impact fees, and we support that and appreciate that. If there is any way that you know of any school board members who you could speak to on our behalf, we would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Paul Mativier. I'm also a resident of Node 383.3 and 384.4 and would like to speak with you about the reassignment plan. We've been a 20-year resident of Cary. We've lived in 3 different residences within Cary and ended up in McGregor Downs for the past 8 years. I would just like to reiterate, you've heard the facts, the statistics around what, for the reasons for our opposing the reassignment. First, the declining enrollment trend. We're in a very stable neighborhood. There's no growth in our neighborhoods. We're in this border neighborhood that's going to Apex. The changing economic conditions have impacted the growth management enrollment projections for our nodes. We've seen this with the return of the requested return of the $5 million back to the state this year from Wake County because of the difference in the growth model that actually played out over the past year as opposed to what was projected. I'd also like to note that Apex High is addressing their capacity issues by bringing online an additional 480 seats next month. To take up some of the classroom capacity issues that they're seeing. The reassignment proposal increases the cost to taxpayers that we were talking about, in line with the which would be comparable to the bonuses that could be paid to teachers, and we certainly would rather see the money go there rather than the increased cost of sending our children up to Athens Drive. The increased risk to our drivers, this one really hits home with me. My daughter started her driver's ed 2 weeks ago, and she's just wrapping up the classroom portion. So it just really anything that you can do to help us and highlight these issues would be very much appreciated. I really appreciate the support that we've gotten from Don Franz, Gail Adcock, and Jack Smith. We appreciate the support that you've given, and what we're just proposing is utilize the capacity that allows the growth reductions to play out over time, recognizing that the new H7 high school is going to be brought online in the next 3 years, only to be brought back. We're in that neighborhood because it's stable, and that's why we're there. That's why we'd like to stay there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.